Hello, 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 everyone. How we doing? What's up, Art Dev? How you going? Welcome back. It is Game Dev Daily number 24, February the 5th. Last time we did some additional work on the Spooder, and we're just gonna keep on chugging along with that. Yeah, that's the plan for tonight. Good to hear that you're doing well. Alright, do I need to do much? I guess we'll just pull it open. Yeah, go ahead. Feel free to ask. I don't know how much I'll be able to help, but, go for it. Alright. In the meantime, let's just see what we're working with at the moment. So I just said the spider kind of just randomly goes up and down. And it should notice us as well. Can I get back up? Okay, I do have the jet. Yeah, so he'll kind of just like go up and down a bit on the web. Which is what I want him to just kind of just like randomly move up and down. And then eventually... Oh, my camera is freaking out in the OBS. Hello. That was really strange. Okay. I hope that's just my OBS. And not my camera, like, actually dying. I suspect... Oh, there we go. My camera's just full on frozen. Can we fix that, huh? Let's take a look, shall we? How do I refresh it? Try to remember how to like refresh the source. There must be a way to do that, right? I might just try unplugging, replugging my camera. It looks fine. It is completely frozen. For me? Yeah, okay. I thought so. Give me just a second to handle some technical difficulties. What if... I can't even go properties right now. It's just full on blanked. It's probably an unplug replug moment. Give me just a second. I've never seen it do that before. Very strange. Camera. Settings. I guess while I am working on this, to answer your question, ArtDev, I probably can't give you any, like, super accurate answer because at the end of the day, that's kind of beyond anything that I've done at the moment yet either. USB camera. Can I disable it? Yes. But like I guess you'll need to restart your PC. Oh my god, what a pain in the ass. I have to actually just unplug, replug it. Okay, give me 2 seconds. We've replugged it. Has that had any effect? Well, it doesn't look like it at first glance. Cameras. Manage cameras. Okay, let me enable the camera. The real issue is that I don't know where to refresh it in, Okay, we've re-enabled the camera. Camera, and then deactivate, activate. There we are. Okay, we're back. we got there. Small delay. Yeah, okay. So, I guess for, like, an Undertale fan-made type thing, it's not like... I mean, it kind of depends on, like, the level of complexity you want for the fight, but it's not, like, anything crazy... Well, again, yeah, it's not gonna be anything crazy. Like, 2D games are probably the best to start in terms of, like, you know, getting your bearings with a lot of game dev stuff. 2D is pretty good for that. And for, like, Undertale-style combats, usually just, like, you're moving your player up, down, left, right at a constant speed. So you don't really have to worry about physics. All you really need to, like, learn is, like, collisions and stuff. Like, that's pretty straightforward. Now, stuff like enemy attacks is, like, probably the actual hard bit. But even that's, like, not too crazy. Yeah, it's like handling like actually interesting like enemy gameplay mechanics, and then also there's like an art aspect to it as well, right? Like everything. I mean, actually, a lot of Undertale stuff isn't animated at all, really, other than just like movement. A lot of attacks in Undertale are just like static images that kind of fly around the screen. So I mean, I guess to answer your question, you can be pretty, if you, yeah, it just depends on how ambitious you are, really. If you go for like a pretty simplistic fight, then it's probably not going to be that crazy. Hard part would be the art and the game design. I mean, look, that's from like my perspective, right? As someone who, like, programming is like probably my strong suit out of those three. So for me, when I think about it, I'm like, yeah, it's like nothing too crazy programming wise in that. But if you've done like no programming before, like there's definitely going to be some work there for sure. Yeah, it kind of just depends on your experience, right? I don't think it would be like anything particularly crazy. So, you know, if you have no experience, then it's still doable, but the art, yeah, I don't know about that, buddy. I appreciate it, but I think I'd have to disagree on that. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna get underway because like this has been like 15 minutes of just technical difficulties. Okay. Let's get started. I want to make it so that the spider actually notices the player. That's kind of the goal right now. I'm controlling the wrong thing. I want to move the whole game object. So I'm going to put it over here. And I think I'm just going to grab these dummies and move them. That's kind of my plan. I want dummy 3 and dummy 5, dummy 2, dummy 5. I'm going to just pull them down like here. So I only have to worry about the spider for now. Okay, so we're going to... Oh, it's so annoying how it doesn't grab the parent object. We got the spider here. It's gonna live up here-ish. Learning Unity UI. Yeah, I mean, look, it depends. There's a lot of options other than just Unity as well. You really don't need to use Unity to do something like what you're thinking of. You could probably just make it like with just full-on C#. Although using like a game dev kit, development kit is pretty nice. So yeah, like Unity is good. Godot is another like really popular one that a lot of people use, and it might be better from like a new from like a newer game developer perspective. I don't really know. I haven't used it myself, but that might be more. I would definitely recommend taking a look at it at the very least. And then there's plenty more options besides that too. Definitely look up like what is good from a 2D perspective, because that's definitely the realm of what you're looking at. But you don't need to worry too much about physics and whatnot, so that definitely removes a lot of headaches. Okay, now we are gonna get underway. I'm gonna open up the Spooder script. Okay. So we're currently just in the vibe loop at the moment. But now what we're going to do is we want to swap the state of the spider. If the spider sees the player, rather than just logging that the player's been detective, we would like to set our state. State is equal to state.alert. Boom. That's what we actually want to do here. Okay. So when it detects the player, put our state into the alert state. And actually, if this happens, we kind of don't need to do any of the rest of this crap. So we can kind of ignore it. So we can put all of this into an else loop. If hit, I guess it'll be else if not waiting. So I'll probably do that. So if hit's defined, put us into alert state. Else, if we're not waiting, do this. Otherwise, do nothing. And then this is going to be move up and down randomly if too close to the edge. Just move up, down. Maybe to the bounds is probably a bit better. Up or down. Okay. If, else, if not waiting, vibe, check to see if we detect the player. Enter alert state. Okay, so now if we're in alert instead, we actually don't want to worry about doing any movement. If we're alert, we do 0 movement at all. So I can kind of even move all of this crap out of here and put it in the after the else if here. So I can dump it here instead. Not alert, so translate the Spooder. Check to see if we detect the player. If we do, enter the alert state. Else if we're not waiting, vibe. Then if moving, stay still. Else, yada yada yada. Okay. Not alert, so translate the Spooder. Then it moves. I don't need to worry about the rest of this stuff. Else if state is equal to state.alert. So what do we want to do if the spider is in the alert state? Well, we want to track onto the player. So I think what I want to do is the spider completely halts all movement. It then probably waits a little bit. I would say like maybe 2 seconds before firing a projectile. And for the moment, let's just get the projectile firing directly at the player. but I might want to have a projectile with an arc. I haven't really decided if I want to give it gravity or not. I guess it would make sense to give it gravity, but then I have to actually do some calculations so that it, you know, fires somewhat on target. And, you know, we have to do math, like, yippee. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is just wait. We want to wait. I'm going to move this out of here, actually. Yeah, I'm not going to put this in delay because I actually want to be able to use this delay for this as well. So instead, I'm going to put it here. And then instead of this, I'm just going to say moving true rather than moving is equal to not moving. Let's just be explicit about it. Moving is true, moving is true. However, if we're doing this, moving is going to be false, obviously. Okay, cool. And now I can reuse this delay thing for... Do I even want to pull this stuff out? No, actually, I kind of can't because it needs to happen... Yeah, that's fine. But I can reuse this waiting boolean in here as well if I want. I don't think I need to. Oh no, I will need to use it. Okay. So we are going to immediately start a coroutine. Delay. And it's gonna go for 2 seconds. Straightforward. Okay. So we're actually, the first thing we are gonna do is check if we're waiting. Well, are we though? So I'm going to start the coroutine, delay 2. If I do this... So I'm entering my alert state. Right, Spider, like, detects the player, it enters alert. Yeah, I don't know, maybe putting everything in 6th update is just not great. So what did I delete out of this? When did that get deleted? Let me Control Z a bunch and just see when I deleted that on accident. Why? This at some point I added. Okay, I don't know what that was meant to be, but sure. Not, what was it? Not alert, so move this, so translate the Spooder, I think is what it said. Okay, I got distracted. Okay, so what I want to do is, right, if state is alert, then I want to commence a delay. But only if I haven't already delayed, right? And then fire at the player. Man, it's kind of annoying. I mean, technically I just don't need to use a coroutine. Because what I'll do is I'll see, if we're waiting, just don't do anything and pass, right? But if we're not waiting, Then it needs to check if I've already ran the coroutine or not. So maybe I say waiting equals false after the... Maybe I do waiting equals true outside of the function then. Because then I can define it myself. So let's cut this out of here and just make it... It does the delay and then it sets waiting to false. And then I will put waiting equals true, waiting equals true, waiting equals true. And then down here, I can check if we're not waiting, start the delay. It still doesn't work, right? Like, it didn't actually fix anything. Why can't I think this one through? Oh my god, brain is just running slow tonight. Oh my god. Okay, what we want to do, if I'm in the alert state, I want to wait 2 seconds, and then I want to start firing projectiles. And the question is, how do we handle this wait, right? Because it needs to be able to, like, loop. If we're not waiting, if we're waiting, don't do anything, right? If we're not waiting, then start this. And then immediately fire. Okay, I'm kind of getting it. So this will do what I want, but it'll fire instantly. So I need that initial delay to happen, though, is the issue. I've got it. All I have to do is, when we set our state to alert, immediately start a delay. That's all I have to do. Okay. We got it. And then revert this. So waiting equals true here. Yeah, that didn't do anything by moving it out. I shouldn't have done that. Pull that out, and pull that out. Okay. So if we're not waiting, the last thing we're going to do is start waiting again. However, and then I need to also kill all coroutines. I want to enter the alert state. I want to start coroutine, but first I want to stop all coroutines, which is literally what it's called. Stop all coroutines. If we hit stop all coroutines, where am I doing this? Waiting is equal to false. I also need to, like, set my speed to 0 and all this crap as well. If I've hit the alert state, then stop all coroutines, set speed to 0, set waiting to false, set moving to false. I actually don't need to set waiting to false because it's just going to get immediately set back to true, so it's kind of pointless. Where else am I setting waiting to false? I was doing it here, right? That's fine. I do want to do that, though. Okay, I think we're finally where we want to be now. Okay, we delayed for 2 seconds. Awesome. Now, After the 2 seconds is up, waiting will no longer be true, and we're going to fire a projectile at the player. We also want to kind of be aware of how far the player is from us. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this box cast, actually. I should probably just get where the player is and check my exposition in relation to them. This is kind of dumb. Just get the player component, right? Yeah, I think that's exactly what we do. Private game objects, player, and then we're gonna set player. Player is equal to get components in. Oh, actually, I think it's find. Find component? No. Component dot find by name. I can't remember what the function is. It's been a while since I've used it. You know what? We probably do it in some of these other scripts. Is there any components I look for here? Game object dot find game object with tag. I can just do that then. Game object dot player is equal to game object dot find. I guess it makes more sense to find it by tag anyway. Find game object with tag, and the tag is gonna be player, I believe. Let's just double check. But actually what I want to do is I want to get, yeah, tag is player. But what I actually want to do is I want to get their, I want to get the scripts dot get component player. Yeah, so what I actually should be declaring this as is not a game object. I should be declaring it as a player. And then this is where I set player, and now I have access to the player's script. Okay. And from here, rather than doing a box cast, I used 10 as the range. So I just want to check if our X position is within 5, basically. So it's the spider's X position minus the player's X position, and then you take the absolute value. So if 10 minus 5 is 5, or 10 minus 15 is -5. Yeah, okay. So, we're going to do it like this then. Rather than hit, we're going to say if transform dot position dot x minus, let's just say, var posdiff is equal to, and then I'll use this, transform.position.x minus player. Oh, I don't need the script. Okay, I can just leave it as game object. Although this will get the, in case I want anything off the player, I can just do it like that. Okay, that's fine, because it'll get the transform of the game object the play script is attached to, which is this. So this is our position difference, and then I want to absolute it as well. I want to get the absolute value. C# get absolute. I actually don't remember. It's just math.abs. Okay. Math.abs. Like so. Okay, so this will just return it to us positive, which is what we want. And then we want to say if posdiff is less or is greater than. No, just if posdiff is less than 5. That's it. I say less than or equal to. Not that it really makes a difference. If posdiff is less than or equal to 5, then we are becoming alert. Okay, cool. So this should still work. Let me quickly just double check this. I want to make sure that my code is still working. Player spotted. And then I'm gonna comment out all of this stuff temporarily. So let's check if we're still... This should basically do the exact same thing. I will have to check that our Y... we need a Y radius as well. Okay. See, now the issue with this is the spider will spot us from down here too. So there needs to be a... There needs to be a range. So let's say X diff, and I'll also have Y diff. Which actually I don't want to do math.abs for this, because I actually want to know which direction it is from us as well. So it's just transform.position.y minus the players. Okay, so if posdiff is less than or equal to 5 and... Actually, this should be xdiff. And ydiff... how do we gonna... Okay, so I need to do... The spider should only spot the player if the player is below them, probably. Below their spawn point. So we're gonna say it has to be the difference. So if I'm at 20 and I subtract 15, 20, okay, the difference has to be greater than 0. And the y diff needs to be less than, it's gonna be like lower bound plus a bit. In this case, we'll just use 6, but because that's what I was using before. So once again, we should see it still spot us here. So that's good. But now if I jump down below, it no longer spots us, which is what we want. Okay. So it basically set up the exact same thing as before, except we're not raycasting, which is just, pretty sure less resource intensive. Okay, so we can uncomment all this stuff, so we'll enter the alert states. Once we enter the alert states, we immediately begin a delay, and then after the delay's up, we fire a projectile. Now, the last thing I want to do is, I want to keep track of how long the Spooder the player's been out of range, basically. Which I'm just gonna have to count in fixed update. Like, I don't think I have an alternative to that. I think we're just gonna have to count it up in the fixed update function. Do I have another option? Yeah, so actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna like pull all of this out to the top level. So we'll do this calculation every time. Check to see if Spooder is in range of player. And then I check what state we're in. If state is equal to neutral state, then enter alert. Else, if state is alert state, we want to increment the counter. Actually, no, we're just always going to increment the counter. Yeah, what am I talking about? Okay, so I want to do... Well, actually, if we're not, then I want to set the counter to 0. So I want to say... Is there an issue with doing this in fixed update? I don't think so. I think it's fine. Pretty sure it's okay. I need an integer. Private int. Just say in range. I'll say in range count to be clear. In range count equals 0. Otherwise, in range count plus plus. In fact, we just always in range count plus plus. Wait, no, I want this else to be down here, sorry. Okay. Then... Wait, no, I don't want an in-range count. I want an out-of-range count. What am I talking about? So I want these to be flipped. Let's not call it in-range count then. Let's call it, like de-aggro. De-aggro count. So if we're in range, set our de-aggro count to 0. If we're not in range, I'll incur the de-aggro count. And then if de-aggro count is greater than, let's say, what do we want to go with? What are we? There's 50 fixed updates a second, right? So like 250 seconds. 250 fixed updates. So if you're out of range for 5 seconds, it de-aggros. Maybe less, maybe 3. Then all we want to do is set states is equal to state.neutral. Like so. Okay, and that's all we should have to do. Remove this else. The rest is all good. If state.neutral, if state.alert. If we're not waiting, then start the coroutine. But first we want to fire a projectile. I don't have a projectile set up, so we need to make one. Are we just going to... I guess I'll just make one in Paint, huh? Let me make sure that the aggro thing is working first of all. So let's test this out. So we'll see that while we're here, the spider's like moving up and down and stuff, which is good. At the moment the player enters range, it stops, and at this point it's aggroed on us. And it should be aggroed on us as long as we're as long as we're nearby it. And I might want to increase the radius on it, but that's fine. Now, if I step out of range for 3 seconds, it should resume moving again, which it does. Awesome, because we have now de-aggroed it. Okay, cool. I should figure out if there's a better way for me to do this rather than just counting it. Start a second. No, I don't want to start a coroutine every frame. That would make no sense. We really don't want many coroutines going at all, if possible. So like all these delay coroutines I'm firing, there's only one ever going at a time. I should only ever have one of these coroutines running. The delay coroutine should be contingent on the fact that we're not waiting. So every time we start a delay coroutine, at some point it'll be when we're not waiting. Which you can see, if not waiting, And then up here, well, we know this is always going to be not waiting because it'll have stopped. Yeah, I mean, in this case, I actually don't really care. It's only if our state is neutral and then we immediately set it to alert, so that's why. Okay, let's, that's the wrong one. Okay, let's quickly make a projectile. Should take all of 2 seconds, huh? Okay, here's our little thing we're gonna make. Let's make it circular, I think. How big are we talking here? 8 pixels. Looks fine. How good is the circle? The problem with using the circle tool is that I guess it's fine. Yeah, it's all good actually. I hate how oh, I can actually change the thickness. This is a better thickness, I think. Let me try this again. And you can see it's like not really a perfect circle. I think it's based on where you initially draw the circle from. And I don't like how it yeah, I have some issues with this circle tool in Paint. But there's not much I can do about them, unfortunately. Anyway, I guess it's just gonna be a rough circle. That's fine. It doesn't need to be perfect. So we're gonna give it like a... what color's the spider again? The Spooder is already brown, right? Let's give it like a light brown outline. Okay, maybe a bit less light. Whereas, looking for like a wood color almost. Like that. And then I want like a green inside, like it's a poison attack, right? Maybe a darker green than that. I mean, that looks okay already, I'll be honest. I just want to be like clear that it is not to be touched, you know? It's bad. Don't touch it. I think this is fine. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this into different editing software where I can keep the transparency and we're done. And I'll just save it. So give me 2 seconds to do that. And then we're going to see if I can remember how to grab this stuff. File new. I don't actually know what this canvas size is supposed to be. Because I just set it to, in MS Paint, I set it to 1 by 1. And I don't actually know 1 IN by 1 IN. Yeah, how many pixels is that? Image size, units, pixels. Okay, it's 96 by 96. Alright, good to know. Sorry if I go back into GIMP and I make a new one. Now I know it's 96 by 96. Okay. And I can paste it. Lovely. And we will simply save it as pictures. We'll call it Spooder. Oh, I need to export it through. Spooder attack. I might call it Spooder projectile, but we'll just leave it like that for now. All right, and now we come back over to Unity, and we just need to, in Unity, we just have to import it. So let's go into projectiles, and I guess at this point I'll make, oh, it's gonna be annoying. Okay, I'm gonna make a folder for enemy. Projectiles enemy, and I'll come in here, and then this will all import it. Oh, I mean, I have sprites projectiles. That's probably where I should put it. Actually, yeah, it definitely is where I should put it. Sprites projectiles. There's the jet. Because these are like particles and stuff. Sprites projectiles. Yeah, I need to like flesh out like a proper folder structure. I should like actually do that at some point. Create folder. I'm gonna call it just enemy. And then this is where we'll import it. Import new assets. Spooder attack. Okay, and if we drag this in, wow, wait. It doesn't have transparency. Huh? What do you mean? Wait a second, what? GIMP has failed me. Let me try that again. Oh, it's because I totally didn't delete the background. It just has a background. Delete the background. How do I... Wait. Hold on. I would like to make it transparent, thank you, not white. Snowy fails at editing software, the stream. This, unironically, is probably my worst stream yet. Advanced options. Fill with, not background color, transparency. Okay, I got there. File, export as Spooder attack. Export, replace. Okay, it's fine, people. We got there. Delete this. Delete it. Oh, I didn't need to delete. I could have just clicked re-import, but I'm dumb. Okay, anyway, boom, there it is. And then we just need to scale it down. And then it goes blap, 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 blap. And he shoots these little bad pellets. Blap. And then you just gotta dodge them. Okay, so this is the asset. Right, okay, that's the Spooder attack sprite, but now I do actually need to make it in here. Okay. So let's go folder, and I will make a folder called enemy then. Okay, so now we're gonna make a game object for this. We're gonna do it just by dragging this out, and then I'll scale it how I like. So it'll just be called Spooder attack. Maybe like Spooder ball is better. I don't know, whatever. I want its size to be smaller than a Spooder. Fortunately, my Spooder just disappears from the scene when I zoom in too far. I don't know why he does that. Oh, he's back. This is also appearing below the spider, which I don't want. Sorting layer. What have I given the spider as the sorting layer? The web rope's at -1 and the spider is at 0. I should probably try to determine an actual layering system. Projectiles, for the most part, are going to appear in front of things. So I can give projectiles, let's just give, for the moment, let's just give projectiles a layer of 10. which I think is good. How is that too small as a projectile? Yep. I think yes. I think I can make it like as big as its mouth, which is about that. Mlap, mlap, mlap. Oh, I'm having fun. I'm having fun. I'm having fun. It's gonna spawn basically from the middle of its transform position, and it'll just shoot out. Okay, that's all I have to do. I do need to give it a collider. We will just give it a circle collider because that's going to match up fairly damn well. We'll extend it. Oh, that's annoying. I'll just increase the radius. 0.5. Yeah, I think that looks good. And then it needs to have a rigid body as well. Need to give it a kinematic rigid body. Useful kinematic context. Yep. Okay, cool. And so we're going to make sure that this only collides with the player. But that is basically it. The last thing we need to do is set its position to 1, 1. We can leave the scale as is. And then finally we can drag this into the prefabs. Everything looks good there. We can delete this from the scene. Okay, so we now have our projectile prefab, which we have set up. The more I do this, the faster I'm going to get at it. Because right now it's taking me 5 years. So we're going to have the game object Spooder, web rope the player. We're going to have, and we're also going to have the projectile. Private game object. I'm just going to call it projectile. And I need to component.load that. This is where we're just getting all the components and whatnot. Projectile is equal to... Oh, actually, I don't even need... Oh, do I want to do it like this? Instantiate a projectile. When you do instantiate, how does it work again? Let me quickly look at where are we actually instantiating something? Let's look at like F1 fireball. Inst is equal to instantiate fireball. I do have to actually grab it. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Of course I would need to grab it. Derp. Okay, so it's going to be projectiles equal to resources.load. We're going to be loading a game object. And I believe we just put in the path. Yep. So it's going to be, what was it? Projectiles. So resources.load loads out of the resources folder. So it's projectiles /enemy /spooder attack. That's its path. Okay, and that should get us the projectile that we can instantiate. Will we need to assign that? I don't think so. I think after we've spawned the projectile, we actually don't care about what happens to it, and we'll let it just handle itself. We don't need to like modify it or anything. Like sometimes you need to modify the thing. Oh, actually, I guess we have to give it speed. Or maybe not speed, but we'll give it direction at the very least. Okay, so I guess in that case we're gonna have inside of projectiles, we're gonna have a new folder here called enemy, and I'm gonna copy the P because that's basically what we're gonna use. It's gonna be called Spooder. I'm gonna call it Spooder ball here. I've changed my mind. No. We're gonna call this Spooder ball. Okay, and then this is all the stuff it does. Okay, let's just quickly read through it, right? We have a public vector 2, which is speed. I actually want this to be a serialized value, I think. Or do I not want that? Yeah, I think it should be a serialized value that I can adjust. What I actually care about is the direction. That's what I want to be able to set. So I want a public vector to direction. And I want a private float for speed. So this is what we're actually going to use. What are we looking for here? Bullet mask. Bullet mask is wall ground enemy. In this case, it's not going to be wall ground enemy, it's going to be wall ground player. And we're just going to shoot it in a completely straight direction for now. I need to do some thinking here. Transformed up position. This is unnecessary. You can use radius. Yeah. Speed dot magnitude. So actually what I want here is direction and speed. Or the other way around, is it? Might be the other way around. It is absolutely the other way around. Direction, distance, layer mask. Yeah, okay, that is correct. I think I'm not gonna call it bullet mask. I think I'm just gonna call it collision. Collision mask, I think, is better. I don't need to normalize my direction because it should already come in normalized. This should be direction times speed though. Okay. When the projectile goes off screen, destroy it. That's fine. Yeah, I can leave that as is for now. Now, if it collides the terrain, destroy itself. If it collides with a player, then we want to do some shit in here. But I'm going to leave this out for now. Okay, so there's all the stuff. The last thing we need to do is simply... Well, first we have to assign the speed value. And I also want to translate it instead of moving its position. So what I actually want to do is translate. No, it's what, transform.translate? Yeah, okay. Transform.translate, and then we're gonna translate by this amount. Same as down here. We're not going to use this. And the last thing we're going to do is it's going to also be multiplied. I guess for hit.distance, it is going to be hit.distance. But for speed, it's going to be different. We're going to actually multiply it by unit thing over here. What did I just paste? Hello? You multiply by speed multiplied by unity.delta. No, what is it? Delta game time. What is this called again? time.delta time. So this should actually be speed multiplied by time.delta time. Which means this should be as well. So I should probably, in that case, var, let's call it delta speed, is equal to speed multiplied by time.delta game. Time.delta time. And then I can just use delta speed in all of these instead of doing the calc every time. Delta speed, delta speed, and hit distance is correct for this, because that's how far we're going. Yeah, that's fine. So I can leave that as is. All right, and now in the Spooder, after we instantiate the object, which we haven't done yet, so we want to instantiate var projectile is equal to instantiate. And now we need to look at all of these and find the one we want. Okay, I think we are looking at just this one. We probably don't even need rotation either. So, object position rotation. So it's going to be Spoodable. What did I call it? Projectile? My bad. It's going to be called projectile. Transformed opposition. Not transform. Transformed opposition. It doesn't like projectile. Because okay, I shouldn't call it projectile then. Oh, I can call it projectile. It's probably better. Okay, instantiate using the projectile game object, transformed opposition, and then lastly, I want to use its rotation, which is just going to be 0. Oh, quaternion.identity. Not inverse identity, thank you. The lowercase I. Okay, and then this should spawn it, and then lastly, the last thing we need to do is we need to go projectile dot direction. Oh no, projectile dot get components. Spooder ball dots direction. There we go, got that. Projectile.getComponent Spoodable, the direction is going to be equal to, and now what we need to do is we need to calc. We need to make a new vector. And the vector is just, it's actually gonna be pretty straightforward. It's gonna be Spooder.transform.position minus player.transform.position. And then you just take that and you normalize it. And that should give us the direction, I believe. Now, lastly, did I assign this speed a value? I didn't. I'm just going to assign it here for now. Speed is equal to, let's say, how fast do I want it to go? Well, it's being multiplied by delta time as well. So let's see what 10 looks like to start. Alright, if I've done everything correct, it'll just work. Which is always followed by success, right? Oh, it is spamming. Okay, it did stop eventually. Alright, so it didn't work at all. Something is not set to an instance of an object. The question is what? Doesn't like this line of code here. It's also spam firing, which I do not like. It should wait again, no? Why is that not working properly? It's probably because it was erroring. It was just spamming the... It would cancel out before it ran the coroutine. I'm using player.transform position up here, right? So it's definitely not that. Something here is not defined. It's possible my path is wrong. Projectiles, enemy, Spooder attack. Resources. Projectiles, enemy, Spooder attack. That looks right to me. Oh. Okay, I know why. It's because I should be using projectile inst, not projectile. Dumbass. Okay. Now will it work? Spawn at the wrong spot and then still errored a shit ton. Okay, are we erroring in the same spot is the first question. Looks like it. We did spawn a projectile inst. I didn't spawn at the correct position. Spawned here. Oh, my bad. Am I crazy though? Shouldn't this just work? Like, I'm using this elsewhere, right? Spooder.transform.position. Yeah, that should be fine. Oh, wait, I'm dumb. It's this one. Okay, so then what's the null reference for is the final question. We're getting a null reference. Boot it back up. Fire, and then just spams till I leave range and it de-aggroes. And we're still getting null references. Does this have... Oh, I haven't put the script on it, dumbass. Okay. Okay. I'm an idiot. Yes. I'm a dumbass. How do I... oh yeah, just go to scripts, don't I? Projectiles, enemy, this one. That's not how I do it. There we go. Okay. I was just dumb and didn't put the script on the object. Okay, well, you know what? It's almost there. Okay, I know the issue, at the very least. So the issue is that this is not working. This minus. Now, can I just do it the other way? Can I just... I don't want to add them, right? Oh, yeah. Well, all I want to do is have it so that the player is first. Minus this. I think that resolves it. Player position minus Spooder position, and then normalize that. And then hopefully that should be all I need to do. Pew! Nice. Why is its hitbox heckin' massive, though? Like it doesn't move. Okay, it's not the hitbox. I know what the issue is. They are correctly destroying. It's the problem. Oh, I don't know why that project. Oh no, it's because I jumped it. That's fine. The issue here with the Spooder ball is this is not working. Yo, what's up, TJR? How you going? You always pop up right at the end of the stream, buddy. You gotta show up like half an hour sooner. Although you missed all the technical difficulties, so that's cool. Okay, our issue here is that our circle cast is hitting and then we're not translating far enough. You're all good, I was just joking. Translate direction multiplied by hit distance. Why does this not go far enough? We're getting the spider to shoot at us now, which we've done, but the projectiles kind of stop, which is not what I want. Direction distance. Delta speed is equal to speed times delta time. So yeah, I can show you the issue. The issue is that when the spider shoots a projectile, the projectile stops short. It's like it's getting stuck. There's like a force field around the player. Now the question is why? It has something to do with how I'm translating it. It's probably this. Also, what am I doing here? If col equals true, what is this crap? It should just be an else statement, like hello? Okay, that's actual crazy code that I wasn't paying attention to, but like obviously it should be like this. Direction times hit distance. This is working absolutely as expected. This, on the other hand, is not working as expected. The question is why? If I move in my direction by the hit distance, it should just go. So what I'm interested to see here is debug.log. Let's just do some logging, huh? So we're gonna log hits and traveling. And then we're gonna follow this up by the hit distance. So this is how far it goes after a hit. And this is how far it goes after a... in fact, I'm gonna remove the vector 3 cost because I don't need a vector 3. So this is how far it normally travels. This is how far it's going to travel once it hits. Once the collider hits. So let's just take a look. Pull up the console. Okay, so traveling followed by -0.14, -0.13. So that's where we're going. That's how far we're moving by. Then once it hits, it returns the first frame -0.05, -0.05, and then it's 0.00. So is there an issue then with my circle cast? It might be the fact that I changed this to be a radius. But I don't think it should be. Unless I have to... I know the issue. It's radius multiplied by transform.local scale. And then I can use any of them here. Because they all apply. Because I scaled it in every direction, but let's just do Sure, I'll use X, whatever. Use Y. Okay, I think that's all the issue was. Nice. Okay. So now he's gonna like shoot, and we can juke it, and I can make him shoot like a burst of projectiles if I wanted. But there you go. Basic enemy, it's shooting at us, and then when it hits us, we just make it so that we take damage. But that's that. We officially have 2 enemies in the game now. We have the Spooder, and we have the branch bug. Maybe I would want to make it still be able to move during the attacks. Like, it shoots, and then it moves. And then it shoots again, and it moves. I don't know. There's, like, ways I can vary this enemy if I want to make it, like, a little more, if I want to make it a little more interesting. But for now, I think I'm happy to conclude it there. And the next thing to work on is the final like tutorial level enemy, which is going to be like a wall mounted guy, and he's going to shoot projectiles that do actually arc. So we'll do some proper math for that one, which means, you know, we'll spend an entire daily trying to do some bloody what do you call it, quadratics or whatever. Fun. Let's remove these debugs. I'm happy with everything here. I mean, we, like, last thing we need to do is, like, actually, I can literally add this back in. So we can have it so the enemy, we have it so the player takes damage. Oh, but I need it to be, right, it's different for the player. So we need to make it so the player takes damage, and we also need to make, what's the other thing I was thinking of? Player takes damage, and also I probably want to give it like some little particle effect when you get hit. That's the other thing. But yeah, anyway, other than that, I'm pretty happy with what we did tonight. And yes, I will be back tomorrow for another one. So we will commence working on my third and final enemy for the tutorial area that I'm going to put in so far. And then I think after that, we just like make a level. Like, may as well, right? Make a level and then maybe give it like some actual like background art assets and whatnot. I think is what I'm going to do. Make like a really basic like tree top. Well, not tree top, but like tree area. And there's spiders repelling from the branches and whatnot, and little dudes on the tree trunks, and these little branch bugs that just zip around the platforms. Yes, that is the plan. Okay. Alright, well, thanks everyone who stopped by for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the daily. It was a bit of a slow start, but got there eventually. I think I need to work on, that's something I'm going to focus on in future dailies, is I'm going to spend less time waffling at the start. I'm just going to jump in and get to work, and not spend like 5 minutes introing when it's like an hour-long stream. It's just kind of not worth it. It's like way too long waffle. You know, 30-second intro, hop in, and then just don't waste time. And then also don't, you know, have camera technical difficulties for another 10 minutes on top of that. Alright. Hope you all have a great day, and I will catch you all next stream. Have a good one.